Okay, guys. Good to see you today. Day before the game, a little bit different for us to be having it today, but good to have a Friday night game. And it's exciting. It's kind of a different deal, different feel for the guys, different feel for the team. We've been able to practice a little bit differently this week because of the fact that we're one day shorter. The good week of practice. Got some injuries still that we got to work through. Not exactly sure where we'll be. The running back spot for this game. Hopefully Drake will be good to go. Not sure about that. Hopefully Mike Wiley will be good to go. Not sure about that. Right now, I know that Jalen John and Stevie Rocker and probably we'll see some Bam as well. We might have to bring Bam in this week. Receivers are on a good spot. Still feel game time decisions on McCauley and Donovan. And I think defensively, probably Keon Barrs will be a tough one to go this week. So that'll be a bit challenging. And but we're excited about challenges. That's kind of where we've been, and we just keep embracing those. Did want to mention that it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and very important to us, very important to me personally. My wife's mom and grandma are both breast cancer. My wife's mom's a breast cancer survivor. My wife's grandma was as well. And, one of our top donors, Jenny Clements, is one of the lead gifts for the Jenny Clements Breast Cancer Research Institute. And so we're going to honor her and honor all she's done for us, for the university, for the athletics, and then obviously for breast cancer. We'll have some pink ribbons on the helmets. I believe coaches will have some opportunities to wear pink ribbons. And obviously, to all the survivors of breast cancer, congratulations and wish them well. Other than that, we know we have a very good football team coming in here that, we were down. As I mentioned, it was 44-6 in the fourth quarter against this team last year. And Coach Lake, I know it's his second year as the head coach, but I think they've been there at least 4 other years as a coordinator. He has the defense where he wants it, I'm sure, in terms of personnel. And as he's building it, we know we're going to have a very tough game tomorrow night, and we're excited about it.
Please raise your hand. We'll start Brian here. Are you still doing the hotel and all the normal things you would do for a Saturday?
Yeah. Well,
how does that affect things with class and all that?
Sure. Great questions. Yeah. Well, we have our normal 2 to 6 block, and we'll take our normal Thursday 2 to 6 block like it's a normal Thursday. And then what we'll do is rather than let them go at 6 p.m., we'll then head to the hotel. And we'll go over to the hotel. We'll have a normal team dinner that we have. We have our team meeting, offense, defense. And then tomorrow what they'll have is a dean's excuse is how it would be considered on universities across the country. We're on a game day situation. So we'll treat tomorrow like Saturday. Everything about tomorrow will be Saturday, including when we arrive here.
Rich.
For the radio pregame show, can you preview them offensively and defensively?
Yeah, I would say offensively, I know that they're a pro-style system. I know that their offensive coordinator, first he worked with Don Brown years ago. I don't know if you guys knew that, but he and Don Brown were together. I believe it was at Maryland. He went on and was at Vanderbilt with Coach Franklin, coached in the NFL with the Jaguars after I was there. But it's a very similar in regards to they play some under center, they play some gun, they run all the same run game of an NFL team. They've got some good players. I remember recruiting Jackson Kirkland, who's a left tackle for them. Obviously, I know they've got a couple quarterbacks on their roster that have been very highly touted quarterbacks. I think they can throw the ball down the field. I saw a bunch of plays they made against UCLA. So that was pretty impressive there. I know it's 17-all. And then defensively, they're a team that they're going to mix their secondary, mix their coverages, cover 4, cover 3, cover 1. They're going to be a team that certainly gives you a hard time with their pass rush. They've always been big and physical up front. I remember playing them in 2017 where Vita Vea and those guys were just, dominant up front. They obviously have Zion coming back from an injury. How that'll play out, how many plays he'll play will be important to see. But and then they have, Brendan Radley, Hiles that we talked to a little bit, who transferred from Oklahoma as a starting corner. So we got our work cut out for them. He plays nickel for those guys as well.
Michael.
How would you summarize Coach Spurrier's advice for you and also his message for the team yesterday?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, first of all, to have the guy that gave me my shot here, it was great to have him. We spoke this morning. He was in our building as well as yesterday. What he talked to the team about, he talked about when he was at Duke. And didn't, spend a lot of time about the days at Florida and South Carolina as much as when he was at Duke, and they were 1-3 and played the number 7 team in the country, Clemson, and came out on top, and then made a run after that, and just talked about how it comes down to spirit, how it comes down to effort, how it comes down to belief, and really at this point in time, more than anything, can each one of you guys lock arms and really believe in what you're doing and how to work at a level when you're not playing? Are you as enthusiastic and engaged as when you are?
Jedd.
Coach, the Thursday and Friday weekday games, what are the pros and cons of those for, preparation and all that type of stuff? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it?
I think that, football, 7 days of preparation is ideal because it's a physical game. So you try to get these guys back as healthy as possible. As soon as you shorten the week, you have less time to get yourself recovered. So you have a chance to maybe not have all of your ammunition. I would say that in terms of a short week on the positive side is you can erase memories faster. You can get right to the next opponent, and you can get going right away to that next, that the game's going to happen a day or two quicker. So in that case, I like it. I like to go out and play again. I don't want to think about that Colorado game too much more. So the fact that we can get out there and go play is a big positive.
Michael.
Being the head coach and the play caller, how would you describe what that experience has been like so far? Has it been challenging?
I think it becomes, during the week, it just becomes long days because, as you're watching film, you can get interrupted more, than you normally would. But during the game, I don't really feel any difference at all, actually. You're in a situation where, usually the offensive play caller is the guy that's kind of controlling timeouts in normal games. Usually the offensive play caller is the one that's kind of controlling the way the time management is going. I saw a stat yesterday that we're number 1 in the Pac-12 in plays run and number 12 in points scored. I'm not sure how that correlation works per se, how we've been calling 76 plays a game and then not getting in the end zone. So I certainly feel like I'm calling a lot of plays during the game. I'd like to call less and score more. But that'll be kind of the goal moving forward.
You've been hard on yourself at times during post games and our Monday sessions about some of your play calling sequences. How would you grade yourself as a play caller so far this year?
I don't know what I would grade myself. I mean, I think we're all not good enough at this point. We haven't won enough. But I see a lot of guys. I think the execution of plays is as critical as the call itself. I think that making plays, outside the framework of the play itself is a huge part of the game. We have to make plays. We have to make plays regardless of what call is made. I think that, you go into your game, you're going to your call. I mean, it's always going to be that way, right? If you don't score, you're going to be critical. If you do score, you're going to say, is that the best call? If I snuck it and we got in, was that the right move? If I snuck it and we didn't get in, should I have done something different? I look at it more in its totality of, we've got to prepare the players better, call better games, score more points on offense, and defensively, we got to prepare better, call better games, and stop them more. And we'll continue to build off of that and continue to do that, and then I'm sure our players will take some accountability as well on those.
You talked about keeping it manageable down a distance. Coach Carroll's talked about staying on schedule. What have you worked on this week, or what can you do to keep Will out of 2nd and 3rd and long?
Yeah, well, we had too many negative runs on 1st and 10. We had -6, -6, -4 in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th series of the game. We can't have a holding penalty on a 2nd and 1. We can't, go backwards. And then we had 4 3rd and 4 lessons that we didn't convert on. I know we were 3 of 15 on 3rd down. if we convert on 3rd and 1 on the 1, 3rd and 2 on the second drive of the game, 3rd and 4 in the middle of the game, and a 3rd and 3, you're 7 for 15. So then you're not talking as much about those non-manageable ones. So we've got to try to keep ourselves in that world of 3rd and 7 or less, which means run the football better and be positive and not have penalties.
Will Plummer said the NAU game was one of the worst nights of his life. How do you make sure that at the first sign of struggle or whatever it may be that he doesn't kind of think back to that game?
Yeah, it's. I think that's really part of the psychology aspect of coaching right now. That it has to. We've done everything we possibly can to talk to our team about living in the moment, and to just say this play is the most important play, and then the next play is the most important play, regardless of what happened before or after. And what I've talked to Will all week about, as Jimmy has, we're in a situation that we have to find ways that we can just, live off the current play. And if you throw an interception, you go out the next play. I also believe it's different when you're the only quarterback. So there's not that lingering cloud of, if I make a mistake, what happens? I think he can play freely and say, hey, I'm going to go out there and play the best I can and do everything I can to mature and grow.
And then just one more. With Jamari Joyner, is that something where you could see him going under center like he did against Colorado? Do you want to expand that role? Or?
Yeah, well, based on circumstances, we have to. We just have to expand the role because of where we are as a team in the quarterback room. And we have to, protect our team. We're playing 6 more games regardless. So with that being the case, we're going to have to try to build up his time as a quarterback and just kind of say, maybe it's run game +1, maybe it's not. What can we do for him to help him speed up his really learning curve so he could actually take some snaps and play the position if we need it.
For a few more minutes, we got Troy right there.
So during this week of practice, where have you seen Will grow and develop?
The biggest place I've seen him grow and develop is to be able to not get frustrated if he misses a throw. As much as he was. He's extremely hard on himself. So if he would miss a throw, I would say earlier on this season in training camp or in spring, you would see a lot of, talking to himself and questioning himself and being mad at himself. I think now he's just kind of look over the sideline, say, I got to get the ball down or, I got to get it more in front. What's the next call? And that's where he's done best.
Got 2 more. We'll go Alec and Michael.
Ortez Jenkins is going to be the honorary captain this Saturday. Similar to like the Steve Kerr situation, are you expecting him to have some pregame speech talk to the team? Or?
No, we've had honorary captains, each game. Coach Kerr was a different situation. He's a current head coach. We already had Coach Spurrier talk to our team, so that'll be our guest speaker of the week. And but we're just excited about having the Leap by the Lake here back on campus and have an opportunity to have him here and be a part of our program, as we do with all of our alumni. As many come back as possible, we'd love to welcome them back.
Finish with Michael.
What did you like best about what Jalen John brought to the backfield last week?
His ability to make the first tackler miss. It's a huge part of it. The reason why we're averaging 76 plays a game is because we're not making explosive plays. We haven't been able to run past the first line of defense when we're running the ball. We haven't been able to hit. We have Jalen Johnson on a double move. We have Tavion Cunningham down the field. We have Jamari down the field. When you don't hit on those, you wind up having to run a lot of plays. What Jalen John gave us was some explosiveness, and hopefully we can get some more out of him this week.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay.